Hi everyone! Welcome to the Crafty Pixie channel where we do sewing projects and subscription boxes. I am B. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is great to have you. How are you doing? I hope that everybody is doing well. I see you and you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all of the continued support. It is beyond words. Thank you guys. I know I am very sorry. My entire household got sick, and I'm not going to give you guys a video where I'm sneezing or coughing or sniffling and while I'm trying to talk to you. So I had to let the bug pass, and now we're all good. So I am back. In today's video, I know it's late. I'm sorry again. I really am. But in today's video is February's Sewers Club box. I am so excited to see what's in here. This box never fails. It's been, actually February makes 1 year that I've been getting this box, and I still really enjoy it. And I hope that you guys are still enjoying it as well. If you are, please leave a comment down below so I know. If you guys don't know, this is a monthly subscription box. I believe it's $31.99 to the US, including shipping. So that's really nice. They do ship to other countries as well. I'll have the website down below in the description so you have it. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I upload every week, or try to upload every week. Leave a comment in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. Give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to share this video as well. It is very helpful when you do. I want to continue to make these videos, and by you guys sharing and giving the thumbs up and leaving comments, I know that you guys are enjoying them. So without any further ado, let's get this box open and escape for a while. All right, this is the February box. So let's crack this open and see what we got. I hear some jingling, so I'm assuming there's a zipper or something in here. Let's see. This marks 1 year. Let's see what we got. This is what we're looking at. Let's see, Snap and Go Fabric Clutch. It's going to finish approximately 5 inches by 8.5 inches. Look at that, okay. This is a thick instruction manual. Let's see. One, two, three, 4, 5 pages of instructions for this project. That's what it looks like, hopefully a little bit better without the glare. All right, let's see what we got inside. So, oh, there's a coupon in here for you, for anyone who got the box. So let's see, we have 2 magnetic snaps. So a male end and a female end. And there's 2 sets there, it looks like. And then we have a D-ring with a clasp, or a, what do they call it? Lobster clasp.
Well, we have another homemade tag. I love getting these. These are so cute. So, yeah, another homemade tag to put on the bag if you choose to do so. It's awesome. Two zippers. Just basic white plastic teeth zippers. You've got Gutermann thread. Looks like it's in the color, it's probably white. Here's our first fabric. Oh, this is very pretty. Look at this. They're purple butterflies. That is really cute. It's purple and yellow. That's cute. All right. Oops. I don't know why I ever attempt to fold that back. And then we got, oh, this is a pretty purple. Purple, it's got little flowers on it. That's very pretty. And then, oh, hold on. We have, looks like SF101 here. So one side's fusible, the other side's not. It's a woven interfacing. I think this is the first time I've gotten a Sewers Club box with SF101 in it. Then we've got a very pretty pink and red butterflies. So that's really pretty. And then fusible fleece. One side's fusible, the other side is just fuzzy. Not very much of that one. All right, that's super cute. Okay. Got all of that. I like that purple. Purple's super pretty. All right, let's see. Oh, this is the color Oyster. Looks like our little bonus item is the extra piece of fabric right here. Yep, SF101. And it looks like that if you are a member and you got this box, when you log into Sewers Club, you will be eligible for 15% off. So anything on their website that you want or anything like that. So it looks like this extra piece of fabric and then the handmade tag are your bonus items for this month. All right, look at that. All right. Super cute. I can't wait to get that started. That's going to be cool. All right, well, without any further ado, let's get to materials and escape for a while. All right, for this project, you're going to need all of the fabric cut out according to the instructions. I have already cut them out and interfaced them with the appropriate interfacing. I have also trimmed the zippers to match the measurement in the pattern. You're going to need your thread, a
turning tool is always good to have handy, the little template for the curves, a ruler, a seam ripper, a marking tool that is either air erasing or washable or chalk. You're going to need a zipper foot, scissors, clips or pins, and then of course all of the other hardware that came along with the project. So let's get started. All right, for the first step, we are going to take our fabric A, which is the cash pocket, and our fabric P, which is the card pocket. These are the ones that are interfaced with the SF101 that is down at the bottom. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to fold them in half, matching the long raw edges, press them, and then we're going to take these over to the sewing machine and we're going to top stitch along the folded edge at either 1/8 of an inch seam allowance or 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, whichever you want to do. The pattern doesn't specifically say what the top stitching should be, but it does say the seam allowances, unless other stated, is 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to go ahead and go do that. Top stitch is like 3mm stitch length. I'm going to go do that, press it, and come back. All right, with those stitched and pressed, we can put them to the side. Now we're going to grab our zipper tabs and our zippers. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to put the zipper tabs on the ends of both sides of both of the zippers. So we're going to lay the zipper tab along the edge of the zipper. If it's easier for you, you can do a quick little stitch to keep this closed where the zipper opening is. And you're going to lay right sides together with the zipper tabs, like so. And we're going to clip those into place. You're going to do that to all 4 edges. The back of the zipper is going to be way easier because it's closed. Like so. Make sure they stay aligned. Make sure the short raw edge and the raw edge of the zipper are aligned when you do this. And these are plastic teeth on the zipper, so you don't have to worry about breaking your needle when you're sewing this or sewing over it, which is good. So clip into place, and then you're going to take these over to the sewing machine, and with a 5/8 inch seam allowance, you're going to sew right across the edges on all 4, okay? And then when you're done, you're going to pull it back like so, fold it over so it looks like this, and then I can't show you because I've got the clip. Hold on, maybe I can. Fold it over like so. It's not 5/8 of an inch, hold on. Fold over, fold it in half so that the other short edge is matching with the short edge, and then fold over again. And then you're going to top stitch Add a 1/8 of an inch seam allowance right across the top. You're going to do that step to all 4 sides. Okay, so I'm going to go to the machine and do that, and I'll be right back. With the zipper tabs in place, we're gonna now construct the interior zipper pocket. So you're going to need both fabric B pieces for the interior pocket and both fabric A pieces for the interior pocket lining. Now, when you're looking at it, fabric B is going to be shown on the outside and fabric A will be shown inside the pocket. I know it's a little weird, but it's okay. Okay, so you're going to take a zipper, you're going to pick one of the 2 that you just did, and we're going to fold this in half to find the center point, just like that. And we're going to snip just a teeny tiny bit, or you can of course use a marking tool. You don't have to actually snip it, just something that's going to show you where the center is. You just need a little teeny tiny piece out, and I keep not, hold on. All right, there we go. And then you're going to find the center pieces of all 4 of your fabric pieces. You can either mark them with a marking tool or take just a little snip out. I like to do top and bottom. You're going to do this to the interior and the exterior pieces. Okay. Now you're going to take fabric B, place it right side up, and then you're going to take your zipper of your choice and you're going to lay that centered with the teeth facing the right side of the fabric. And then your zipper pull is going to be on the left side. So we're going to center the 2 marks like so. Clip into place. This is where your zipper foot is going to come into play when you do these 2 zippers for the project. Make sure that the edge of the zipper and the raw edge of the fabric match up, like so. And then you're going to take fabric piece A, lay that right side down, right on top, centering as usual. All 4 sides should line up. And then we're just going to clip it into place. We're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, we're going to sew right across, backstitch at the beginning and at the end. Make sure you watch out for the zipper pull. When you're done, you're going to flip it out so that the wrong sides are together, like so. And then you're going to do the same thing with the other two pieces on the other side of the zipper. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. All right, now with both sides attached, so you've got your exterior and your lining, and go ahead and top stitch at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, 3 millimeter stitch length. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half like so and bring all 4 panels together. I know it seems really weird, but this is providing the exterior and the lining all together. We're going to line up the bottom. Like so. Make sure all 4 pieces of fabric are aligned at the bottom and the sides. Just like so. So you're gonna have a piece that looks like this. You've got your zipper on top, and then you've got that in place. So you've got your exterior, and then when you unzip it, you have your interior pocket. Okay, just like that. Now you're gonna take this over to the sewing machine, and we're just going to baste 1/8 of an inch seam allowance right across the sides, bottom, and top, just so that all 4 layers stay in place. I'm going to go do that, and then I'll be right back. With that basted into place, you can now put this to the side. And now you're going to grab the Fabric A flap closure pieces. So one of them is fused with the with the fusible fleece. The other is fused with the SF101. And then what you're going to do, I already went ahead and did it, but what you're going to do is you're going to pick the bottom of each panel, and you're going to lay your template that came with the pattern right on the bottom corners of both panels. You're going to trace, and then you're going to cut it, so it gives you that rounded corner right there. After you've trimmed it, what we're going to do is we're going to lay the pieces right sides together. We're going to match up our top, all 4 sides, just like this, and then we're going to clip around the sides and the bottom. So we're going to leave the top unclipped. Just like this. Just like so. We're going to take this over to the sewing machine. And with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, we're going to sew across, sew down, across, and back up. Make sure to backstitch at the beginning and at the end, 2.5 millimeter stitch length. When you are done, you're gonna go ahead and turn this right side out, press it, and then top stitch at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance with like a 3 millimeter stitch length. And then you're gonna press it to seal those seams. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Next, we're going to install the male end of the magnetic snap to the front flap closure. I went ahead and made my marks already per the instructions. And I already went ahead and got some scrap fusible fleece to just make the holding of the magnetic snaps more secure. You don't want the backs of these magnetic snaps to rub against the fabric and cause a hole, and you don't want the constant wear of the pulling to destroy the fabric. So basically what you do is you go ahead and you make your marks. So you measure like it says in the pattern, make a dot, center the washer on the dot, and then you make your 2 lines so you know where to cut. And you do the same thing right there on the fusible fleece. Then you reach your hand inside so that you don't go through both layers. You only need to go through this one. And with your seam ripper, you're going to put it in the hole, or in the fabric, and then follow the mark that you just made. And you want to make this a little bit smaller than the actual prongs of the magnetic snap, just so that it stays nice and snug in your fabric and they don't move around. Okay, so that is done for that. And I already did it for this. Same thing, put your seam ripper in and rip. Now we're going to, I'm going to show you this the best I possibly can. This is really hard to show. Put the magnetic snap into the fabric, like so. Push it so it lays flat against the fabric. And then you're going to take your fusible fleece that has the holes in it, and you're going to actually have to feel around. I'll actually undo it so that you see. Place it right on the back, like so. Doesn't need to be a big piece of fusible fleece. And then you take your washer, you place it over the back, and then you close the prongs like so. Lay them flat like that.
Here's flat like that. Get that gator by Glenn David.
And then we're going to take another piece of fusible fleece and a little bit of fabric glue. You can try to fuse this if you want. I find it just a little bit easier just to put a little bit of fabric glue down right along the 4 edges. Just a little bit, you don't need a lot. Just like that. You're going to flip this right side out again, and then you're just going to place it right on top like that. Hold down for a few seconds so the glue adheres, and then you've got the back of your magnetic snap safe, and you've got the male end secured. You're going to do the exact same step to the other side, okay? And when you're done, we're going to, if you want, you can iron that just so that it stays as smooth as possible. And then on to the next step. Next, we're going to install the female end to our card pocket piece. Yeah, card pocket piece that we already top stitched in the first step. So basically we're just going to repeat the same thing. So this is going to be a little bit easier because you only top stitched the top, so you have room to move the fabric around. But again, you're just going to pierce where you've marked according to the instructions. Take your female end, place it through the holes, like that. place your washer on. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong. Place your fusible fleece piece that we cut to make the area thicker on, and then put the washer on. Fold the prongs down. Like so. And then with a little bit of fabric glue, we're just going to glue along the 4 sides. You don't need a lot. And then lay it down right on top. Just gonna keep it nice and secured. It's not going to rub against any of the fabric. These are a little bit harder to get the glue to stick because the magnetic snap piece is thicker than the male end. So there you go. Now you have the female end of the magnetic snap ready to go. Next, we're going to take our interior pocket and our and the interior side of the main pocket fabric A piece, and we're going to lay the interior side face up and our pocket down so that your zipper when closed is on the left. We're going to line up the sides and the bottom. We're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and with 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, we're going to baste the sides, the bottom, and the top. So you can follow the basting stitch that you already have in place from the previous step. And you just make sure that it is aligned. Come on. There we go. All right, just like that. So I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine and I'm going to baste this into place, and I'll be right back. With that basted into place, you can put it to the side. Now you're going to grab your card pocket and your cash pocket that we did at the beginning. The card pocket that's got the magnetic snaps, and then of course your cash pocket, which is behind. You're going to lay them down. You're going to align the bottom edge and the side edges. Move mine over just a little bit, just like that. And then we're going to baste these two together. We're going to use like 1/8 of an inch seam allowance so everything stays nice and hidden in the seams. And for basting, you'll use like a 5mm stitch length. Around there, something long. You do not have to backstitch at the beginning and at the end. These are just to temporarily hold everything together so that nothing shifts in the final assembly. So I'm going to baste down the short side, across the bottom side, and up the top, the other short side. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. That's sewn into place. This is what you are looking at. Now we're going to fold this in half with the short sides together, we're gonna pinch it in half. Like so. And on the bottom, I'm just gonna make a little teeny tiny snip to mark the center. A little teeny tiny snip, I can't really see. Okay. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our ruler and a marking tool that can be erased. We're going to line up our center. We're going to draw a line down the card slot pocket. Just like so. It's going to match up with the center mark that you made. Just like that. Now we're going to take this over to the sewing machine. And with a 2.5mm stitch length, we're going to sew right down the line that we just made. Make sure to backstitch really well at the top and the bottom. This provides you with your card slot pocket so that you can fit 2 cards into it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go do that, and I'll be right back. This is really starting to come together. Okay, next we're going to take the card slot and the cash pocket and the zipper pocket and the larger pocket in the back, and we're going to lay the card slot cash pocket on top, aligning the edges and the bottom, and we're going to baste this into place. Making sure that everything is aligned so that nothing moves on us. Just like that. Alright, so you're going to take this over to the sewing machine, baste at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance right across the side, the bottom, and then up the other side. Alright, when we're done with that, we're going to curve these edges as well. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go do that, and I will be right back. With that basted into place, I went ahead and made my curve for the bottom edges, along with the curve for the bottom edges for the 3 remaining large fabric B pieces. Just went ahead, one of them is interfaced with the SF101. Now we're going to take our panel that we've assembled and our top flap closure, and we're going to center them and baste them into place. So again, you can fold and make a mark, or you can fold like I do and just make a teeny tiny clip right here at the top, small enough so that you can notice it, but not not big enough that it is going to affect your stitches when you are stitching everything. And then you're going to do the same thing to the main panel that we have assembled. Just a teeny tiny little cutout. Teeny tiny. Just like that. Now we're going to center our flap closure with the top part that does not have the magnetic snap showing. So this side has your magnetic snaps and this side does not. So we're going to take it, we're going to put magnetic snap down, and we're going to center both of them together just like this. And we're going to clip it into place, aligning the top edge of both main panels together. Just like this. So you should be seeing the right side of all of the fabric. So it's going to look just like that. Now I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine and I'm going to baste the flap closure into place. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's going to be 1/8 of an inch seam allowance right across the top, and I will be right back. With that basted into place, we're going to set that aside for just a minute, and we're going to grab our D-ring D-ring fabric piece that's going to attach it to the clutch, and we're going to fold it in half so that the short ends meet, and then iron, and then you're going to open it and you're going to iron each short edge in to meet that middle crease that you just made, and then you're going to fold it over again, press it, and then you're going to take this over to the sewing machine and you're going to top stitch down both long ends so that the interior raw edges are completely encased. Once you are done doing that, you're going to take your D-ring, slide it through just like so. Make sure the raw edges are even and matching, and then you're going to clip it into place so that we can baste this into place on our clutch. So I'm going to go do all of that, and I will be right back. Next, we are going to baste our D-ring into place. So we're going to take the D-ring folded, and we're going to place it right on the edge where our card and cash slot pocket is. Right here. So you're going to align it right like that. Make sure it is even, because you want to make sure all of these layers are completely basted into place. Put a clip. Now we're going to baste right here at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. If you want to give it some extra stability, instead of basting it, you can just sew and then backstitch all the way and then come back down again, so that it gives it a little bit more reinforcement, and then when we go around to finish everything, we're going to sew it again. So I'm going to go to the sewing machine, do that, and I'll be right back. With that done, we're going to place it to the side. We're going to grab our 2 fabric A pieces. This is going to make the wristlet strap for the project. So basically you're going to lay them right sides together. We're going to clip one end. We're going to sew at 1/4 of an inch seam allowance all the way down this seam, 2.5 millimeter stitch length. When we're done, we're going to press that seam open, and then we are going to fold this like we did for the D-ring strap. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of that, and I will be right back. Okay, with that folded and ready to go, now we're going to attach our clasp, I guess you could say. So basically I'm going to slide it on like so. For right now, we're just going to keep it right like that and move it. Give you some room. Like so. And then we're going to take the raw ends and open them up all the way open. And we're going to place right sides together. sure you don't get anything tangled when you do this. And then we're going to clip the raw edges into place, like so. And you're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, we're going to sew right along the edge that we've just clipped. When you are done, you're just going to fold everything back in on itself. Like we did, you're probably going to have to press the seam flat and then do it. And then we're going to go ahead and top stitch along the whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sew this and press it and put it all back together, and then I'll talk about the top stitching. I'll be right back. All right, with that stitched, this is what you are looking at. So you've got your clasp here and everything. Now we're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and you're going to top stitch along both sides. So along the side with the opening, and along the side that's just folded. Now when you do this, you're going to go slowly, and you're going to move your clasp out of the way as you go. There should be no friction when you do this. And then you finish back stitch at the beginning and at the end, and then give it a good press. And I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. All right, with that top stitched, this is what you are looking at. Now we're going to take the wristlet, and we're going to just clip like right here. And we're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and we're going to sew down as close to the D-ring or the swivel hook as we can. And then we're going to back stitch all the way across and then come back down. You can back stitch a few times if you want to, just to make sure that this stays in place, and then give it a good press, and we'll move on. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll be right back. All right, with that sewn and pressed, you are good to go. We're going to put this to the side. Now we're going to grab our panel that we did the front flap on and everything like that. We're going to make little marks on the remaining zipper and on the top of the major piece. We're going to center that zipper with the zipper teeth facing the flap. Then we're going to take fabric B, the one that is not interfaced. We're going to make a center mark for that as well. A little teeny tiny snip is all you need. Now we're going to lay this right side down on top of the zipper, so you should have right sides of the fabric touching. Line the center mark. And clip into place. You're going to align the top edge of the fabric B, the main panel, and the zipper. Just like that. We're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, we're going to sew right across the top. Make sure to backstitch at the beginning and at the end. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. All right, that is done. I went ahead and pulled it flat so it stays out of the way. Now we're going to take our fabric B piece with the SF 101 and we're going to lay that right side up. Then you're going to take your zipper. Hold on. I'm gonna make a center mark so that we're aligned. Could do it with our last piece as well. So we're going to lay that right side up. We're going to lay the zipper with the zipper teeth right side down. Line up the center marks. It's getting a little bulky down here. But we're going to align the raw edges and clip into place. Like so. Make sure that it's gonna be hard because there's a lot of pieces down here that skew the fabric a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to take our remaining piece and lay it right side down. So right sides should be touching. Align the center mark along with the raw edges. Like so. And then I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine just like we did before. Make sure to backstitch at the beginning and at the end. And then I'm going to take it over to the iron and I'm going to flip them open and press the seams so that we can top stitch them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and I'll be right back. With that all done, this is what you are looking at. Now it is time to top stitch this zipper. So you're going to top stitch at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance right across here. Make sure to backstitch at the beginning and at the end. And then on this side, you're going to flip the flap open and then you're going to top stitch at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance right here. You don't want your flap down when you do that. It's going to mess up the way it folds, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that and I will be right back. With that top stitched, I went ahead and opened the zipper that we just attached about halfway, and then I clipped together the lining and the exterior along with the card slots and everything like that together. You're going to want to leave like a 4 or 5 inch opening in the lining so that we can turn everything right side out when we're done. When you are attaching or clipping together the lining and the exterior, you want to make sure that the zipper tab for the zipper that you just attached is facing the lining on both sides, okay? And then we're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and with 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, we're going to backstitch really, really well at the beginning and at the end of the seam. And then we're going to just sew all the way around. When we're done, we're going to take pinking shears and just clip around the curves on all 4 sides to help it curve nicely when we turn it right side out. Then we're going to turn it right side out and make everything nice and smooth. So I'm going to do all of that and I'll be right back. All right, here's everything sewn and turned right side out. Now, basically, you're just going to take this back to the sewing machine and stitch a 1/8 of an inch right across where the opening was where we pushed everything through. And then you're gonna give it a good press and you're done. So I'm gonna go do that and I'll be right back. All right, with the final press and the wristlet strap attached, you are done. This is a really cute clutch. You've got your nice big pocket for your phone in here. This is just a quick run to the store and back. You've got a nice pocket here, another zipper here, cash here, cards here. This is a really, really cute one. I didn't think this was going to come together as nicely as it did. I'm very surprised. So, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section, give the video a thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and give the video a comment whether you liked it or have any suggestions or anything like that. Until next time, see ya!